Hello everyone, this is Dan Gramza and welcome to Gramza Market Studies for Thursday, January 18th. Well, we had some follow through in the stock indices. It's the right kind of movement. The Dow is leading the way in these indices. I do look for follow through in the NASDAQ market. One thing I do want to mention to you that may be helping fuel some of the movement we're going to be seeing in the stock indices, excuse me, and it goes back to a change in the tax law. Apple said that it's going to bring hundreds of billions of overseas dollars back to the U.S. And that means they're going to pay about $38 billion in taxes and on that money that they're going to bring back. And they're also planning on spending tens of billions of dollars on domestic jobs, manufacturing, and data centers in the coming years. Just to give you an idea about this offshore money that we've heard about during the campaign, and they've also talked about it during the tax reform period. The estimate is that there's $3.1 trillion held offshore. And it really goes back to the way the tax code was. And with this tax code change, what it did is that Congress scrapped the previous international tax system for corporations. And what the arrangement was, it allowed companies to defer U.S. income tax on foreign earnings until they returned it to the United States. Well, what they've done now is the new tax law says bring the cash reserves back home and in 1 year and pay the resulting tax bill over 8 years so they can amortize it. So companies really do have an incentive to bring that money back. I'm mentioning this to you because we're going to hear a lot more about it, and I want you to be aware of it. Let's move on, and let's talk about what's happening with the dollar. And what we can see here with the euro, let me pull that back up here. There we go. With the euro is that this market is trying to get stronger. As soon as it comes up here, there we go. It's trying to get stronger, just opening now in Asia. I do look for an unchanged type day, a little bit of strength coming back in that market, but I think we have to be very careful here because that dollar may really perk up. 10-year notes breaks to the downside. I like the action that we're seeing, and I'm looking for further movement to the downside for Thursday's action. In the gold market, it also broke to the downside, rallied, and let me show you that, and then went below its bearish level. Right now this is Asia, so we are opening lower. I do not look for a dramatic move up or down in this market. If we do start making new lows, though, I would look for that to continue. And in the crude oil market, this is one that's setting itself up for a rally, and I am looking for an update today in this market. This overall structure I call a non-symmetrical pullback. It's bullish, and we can see Asia's just starting to firm up a bit, but I do look for movement to the upside in that market. And in the soybean market, this is a market that is not really too sure what to do. It did trade below its bearish level. That's $350 a contract in that market. Also, we should take a look at the wheat market because this also traded above its bullish level, and the magnitude change here in this market is $400 a contract, and I look for an inside to higher move in that market. And that concludes today's market studies. Thank you for being with me. I look forward to being with you again, and as always, take care.